Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
It's like getting ready for a game. It's like I'm going in. It's like I'm going in I'm playing quarterback on a team.
Let's do it.
Put me in, coach.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Enjoying our second decade of the show. That's become a daily routine for 20, 30 people every single day.
Every day.
Tarzana, California. Pickering, Canada. Isla Olbosch, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Pond Island, North Carolina. Wilmington Island, Georgia. And Dundalk, Ireland. Pretty time, I would imagine, to be in Ireland right now. To be in Ireland, just over there with all the lovely people.
They have a similar weather pattern than us, don't they? Is it getting warm out there?
No, I don't think it's a similar weather pattern. I think it's cooler today. You could look up on your phone and see what it is in. Let's see what is in Dublin.
I mean, it's not like
Dublin right
it's
now.
not like Australia where they have
That's a different season, for Christ's sake. Come on, man.
Did they teach you what the equator means to the world at VCU?
The equator.
There was the equator at VCU, Oscar. It's funny, you should bring it up. It's the students that got into VCU and then the students that did better.
The equator. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. It's great to have you along. We are very, very excited. I am very, very excited because coming up in just a couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be in Spokane, Washington, the state of Washington, for a wonderful meet and greet with our listeners at Osprey. The restaurant is called Osprey in downtown Spokane. We'd love you to come out. What time am I going to be there? I don't have the sheet.
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
4 to 6
Well,
p.m.
In fairness, a little after 4 and
little
maybe
before
a little
6.
after 6.
No, I'm punctual. I'm with Carla. We'll be there at 3:50.
You want to make an arrival.
I'm all about showbiz when it comes to doing our live shows.
Yeah, but
then I'm really
this
mad
meet
when
and
I see
greet-
you guys wandering around, or when Rob and I have to do the fat walk by 500 people going to the theater because the theater in Las Vegas doesn't have a secret entrance that we can, get into. Yes, Rob.
Mike, cloudy today in Dundalk, Ireland, with currently 63 degrees, a high of 66 and a low of 54, and tomorrow an 80% chance of rain.
Yeah, okay. That's normal. That's chilly. I don't
little
mind
cooler,
that.
yeah.
That's especially when you live where I do. It's kind of exciting that maybe in Spokane it's going to be a little different. But I'll be there at 4 p.m. at Osprey Restaurant, and I'm trying to look up Rob's thing right now because he wrote it, he rewrote it, and then he rewrote it.
He
again.
rewrote it. You read it.
Yes.
I know it's on North Division Street down by the river.
4
Thank you.
4 to 6. Don't be late.
And there's plenty of free
remember,
parking.
If you're bringing gifts, make sure the bag has a handle.
Is there really what does that mean? Is there really plenty of free parking?
Yes, of course.
Meet and greet revised copy.
Yes.
June 6th. That was the Sunday you revised it?
No, 700 North Division Street in Spokane, Washington from 4 to 6 p.m.
No, I just asked if you revised the copy on June 6th.
I revised it last night.
Oh, all right, hold on a second.
He's looking for the correct version.
Yeah.
I mentioned the handle because when you are walking out of any sort of an appearance, especially if you're famous and if you're on the other line of this Zoom/podcast, you are. We all know what it feels like when you're walking around with a bunch of gifts that you have to balance.
Yeah, you don't want to look like Bob Cratchit coming home from the office with all the gifts stacked up.
Correct.
Thursday, June 24th. Save the date and come on out to Osprey.
Baka, baka.
Where's the bird now?
It's there. It's been there the whole time.
700 North Division Street in Spokane, Washington from 4 to 6 p.m. sharp. Come out and hang with me and my family.
Like the cicadas, and maybe another 17 years till he gets back.
That's right. Brood O'Mara.
The Osprey Restaurant and Bar features. I'm very excited about it. If you can't tell, if I act like I'm being nonchalant, I am not.
No, everyone know
excited
that
about
Mike is very chalant about this.
The Osprey Restaurant and Bar features a heated patio, gluten-free and vegetarian options, plenty of free parking, and is there really plenty of free parking.
Yes.
100%.
100%,
It's a huge
yes.
option.
And can we call Osprey at
I
some
have.
point? Do you think? No. You know what? I've got a terrible idea. I'm in a goofy
don't
mood
ruin
today
it. Don't ruin it.
because
don't ruin
I just could do such a
ruined.
I could do such
Don't
a
ruin it.
prank
Ruined.
call right now. But I won't.
Ruined.
The Osprey Restaurant and Bar features a heated patio, gluten-free. I mentioned that. A pristine view of the river, the Spokane River.
Yes, exactly.
River. It's a beautiful location for you Pacific Northwesters to hang out and have a little fun, have a little drink, say hi, and meet other TMOS fans. That's
Pay
the
tribute.
main thing. That's a bingo. June 24th, 4 to 6 p.m. at Osprey, 700 North Division in Spokane. I'll see you there. Directions, menu, and more at ospreyspokane.com. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
It's becoming
Just
a
really,
thing.
It's a whirlwind. It's become. I think there are going to be a number of people there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think
When
that's
is the
exciting.
last time you've been touched by the public?
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
The
yeah.
Las Vegas show.
So almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Which is, and by the way, this is not supplanting any other plans we may have. We're
We're
gonna
working
be
on that.
in conversations about that, and but that's going to be after this thing.
Yeah.
That'll be another thing.
I
this
love
is not
this.
Even
This
close
is
to
like,
that.
you know what this is like, Oscar? This is like when Keith Richards goes out on the road with the expensive winos, and you can get a smaller venue than seeing him with the Rolling Stones. You get more intimacy with Mike at this appearance.
Let
This
me,
is going to be
take-
this is going to be fun.
All right. Let me take this opportunity to thank and congratulate the James Madison University all-girls, well, of course it's all-girls, girls softball team for their great run in the College World Series. They couldn't get by, I think it was the Florida State Seminoles, but they in fact, I think tonight might be the national championship. I
Tonight?
think it may be, but I'm not sure. It's the College Softball World Series.
Just one
And
game for the championship. They don't do like a series.
well, they've been playing, including 2 games a day. Their schedule has
That's
been
too many.
grueling to get this done. I'm not sure because I didn't watch the whole thing last night when they were starting to get really blown out. But congratulations to them, and I think that they were probably an unseeded surprise in the tournament, and so for the local team in Virginia, I think that's pretty cool. That
I love
James
it.
Madison, and I just love watching those underarm hairs. No, that's
What? What
those
is the matter
underarm
with
pitches.
you?
Those underarm pitches that really
Does it make you think,
enthrall
Mike?
me.
Does it make you think of Dan Quisenberry?
Or Chad Bradford. I think he was another. They were called submariner pitchers. Do we have any information on
It's FSU versus Oklahoma tonight.
Tonight.
At 7:30
As we mentioned, sidearm pitchers. Goodbye, listeners.
p.m.
Yes. Yeah. No, you got to. These young ladies are really amazing
kick
to
our
watch.
ass.
And I don't know what the average height is of FSU, Florida State University, and Oklahoma, but they appear to be 6-footers. I believe these are tall. Not all of them, of course, but very tall women, and it's terrific. It's fun. I love there's a youthful, playful enthusiasm that doesn't exist in other sports, and I got kind of caught up. So I might be looking in 7 p.m. start, I'm sure, tonight for the national championship. Should be.
And they
special.
no
By the
longer
way,
wear
FSU
skirts, right?
I'm sorry. FSU has some smoke shows on their team. I got the roster in front of me, but they are 5'6". I'm like 5'6", 5'7". We got a 5'4", maybe a shorty in that room. 5'3", 5'8".
Okay, no 6-footers
Yeah,
yet.
no 6 foot. 5'10". Here we go. And then range
Check
is
Oklahoma.
5'4".
Check Oklahoma. Yeah,
But,
because
as far as-
Oklahoma, appeared to be dwarfing the women of James Madison University.
I'll pull it up right now. Give me
Just
2
kinda
seconds.
curious
Just
about
pat.
I really, really love the sport. It's a new sport that I'm into, and they're so into it. Well, of course, it was the World Series, so it was a big deal. But the whole thing, it's college,
So
pure college athletics.
With Virginia, with James Madison out of it, who will you root for?
Florida.
You think?
Yeah. I got the impression that, that the program, I think both programs probably are well funded, like some of these schools that just put money into the. I remember when American University, our soccer team went down to play Clemson, and they came back with all this stuff they stole.
Good for them.
They had nothing. They had nothing compared to Clemson University. These schools that have these massive athletic programs
Moneyed
and these
programs,
athletic centers. And our guys came down and said, hey, look at these sweats. These are really nice. And they just took them. Welcome to American University, everybody. So
Mike, you have a keen eye for talent.
Thank you. See? Tall women.
Brooke Vestal, 6 feet tall.
Yep, there you are.
Jeez.
Yep,
Nicole May, 5'11".
Yeah.
Jana Johns, 5'9".
Yep,
Grace
absolutely.
Green, 5'9".
Yep.
5'9",
Yep.
6 feet. Whoa. some grand sequoias. Like, they're there.
Wow.
If you're into tall women, watch tonight.
Yeah. Mike, you got a good eye. Eagle eye.
So hard for Oscar to just keep that without going over the line that he is very well aware of. That is just making me laugh. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're very, very happy to be here. And it was a very, very nice evening with my wife watching about murder. Not really about murder, but watching that show, Dirty John, that Rob's already binged. And you've watched season 2, Oscar. You haven't watched season 1.
Yeah,
right?
I after the brief conversation we had in the pre-show meeting, I don't know if I want to see season 1. I don't want to sully my thoughts of Mr. Banya, and I hope.
Is it Bana? Is it Banya?
Banya is what I call him. But Ban I've heard before.
Eric Banya.
Banya. Does it have the thing over it?
The tilde?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
The most famous thing I think he's been in is the movie Munich, where he played one of the Israeli agents that was tasked with hunting down the Munich terrorists.
Wasn't he also? Wasn't he the Hulk?
Was he the Hulk?
No, he was.
Let me
not
check. I thought he was. I thought he did a superhero movie.
Well, anyway, season 1 is different. These are based on true stories, and he plays a bad guy. He's a real bad guy. It's a great little diversion. And I suppose Carla will be moving off into the next show that I saw, and I had to. This was right before I came in here.
This
I saw
is Dirty
this promoted.
John, right?
This is called Dirty John, and then the second season was Dirty John Betty, which is she was the murderer.
Bana was the Hulk in 2003. He did make a Hulk movie in 2003. Yeah,
Eric Banya. Yes, go ahead.
Before you jump to the next series, can we briefly talk about the Dirty John series, especially the Betty side, which is the most recent release on Netflix?
Yeah.
As a man who has...
Although it's an old story. I mean, it's 80s.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But just released this latest season.
Yes.
So it's fairly new. Without any spoilers. As a man of divorce, you, Mr. Mike O'Mara, because when I watched this, I was like, I would never want to get divorced. This is just so much work.
Yeah, horrifying.
I'm really glad you're asking me about this because I like talking about it. I really do. Because as someone who I went through 2 divorces. Not
at the same time.
I went through one and then another one. And I have been both the instigator and I have been on the receiving end of someone who wanted to get out of a relationship. And ultimately, the more pain you feel is when you're the dumpee, not the dumper. So I can really speak to my experience with being the dumpee. Mm-hmm. And being the dumpee is soul-crushing. It is truly, truly soul-crushing. I played golf many years ago with a guy that was going through a divorce. And this dude talked about his soon-to-be ex for 17 holes before I put my arm around him. And I said, dude, you got to eat the S sandwich. You got to let it go. This show we're talking about, Dirty John Betty, which is on Netflix right now, just dropped on Netflix, is the story of somebody who couldn't handle it to the ultimate degree, to the point where she ended up murdering her husband and her husband's new wife. And when I'm talking to people about this, I do have experience with it. And there are a lot of people that are doing it, probably listening to my voice right now, that are probably in the throes of it, going through it.
Oh,
and
think about the pent-up hate and animosity that through a pandemic where you're like, thank God we're vaccinated. I'm out.
I'm out of here.
Right.
I'm out of here right
Hope
now.
you enjoyed your 15-month bonus. Bonus.
Bonus.
I stayed for a bonus 15 months.
Here's the tough thing. I'm going through number 2. The divorce
dear.
number 2.
Oh, okay.
No, not poop. And I'm going through this and at the absolute pinnacle of my radio career. I'm on the radio every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's public.
it's public to a degree. The thing that's I think from a public standpoint, it's tougher getting fired publicly than going through that. Because there's that show business thing, thank you, Johnny Carson, where Johnny Carson kind of gave us the cover for, hey, man, showbiz marriages. But
But
was
looking
on the
back,
very,
Mike,
very low
looking
level.
back,
Yeah.
at least we weren't on a ridiculous travel schedule at the time.
It was nuts. It was nuts. But
What a weird time.
No, you, man, I'm talking about, I don't care now about talking about it. There is not I am not one of those people, and I don't begrudge these people at all that have a regular relationship with their ex-wife. I don't. Mm-hmm. I communicate with her when necessary, and that's about it. And we have 2 beautiful children together who are they very much love their mother, and they very much love their father, and that's good enough for me. And that's got to be good enough for you too if you're going through this, because you're not ever going to win. There is no winning. That is a really important thing to point out. There is no winning. There are greater degrees of losing that can affect other people, and then everybody's a loser, and especially when there are children involved. I'm not saying that I did it the right way. There were so many levels of upset and bitterness and thoughts of revenge and being wronged, and by the way, as you guys probably know, I'm somebody that if I think somebody's trying to get over on me, that lights my candle more than anything. That's before divorce. So I'm going through all this stuff, and I will tell you that with both of my divorces, I would say that to a degree, at some point, one has to eat the S sandwich. You have to do it. You have to do it because the sooner you accept that. Now, I'm not saying completely lay down and let a person walk all over you. But if you are going to nitpick and try to make it into a win, like in the show we're referring to, which is we're referring to this television show where this lady's married to a lawyer, and he fights to the death. He pulls every manipulative string humanly possible.
And his new Philly didn't help.
No, not at all. Not one little bit. And it was just so over the top awful what he did this lady went nuts and ended up. Look, I think she was mentally disturbed in the first place. Betty was. You listen to Betty and you see Betty. Betty didn't get parole because Betty wasn't remorseful.
No.
This is a bad sign.
Imagine that. I mean, when I read that statistic that this lady is still in the joint for the double murder, and she might have been able to get sprung if she had just expressed any remorse over her actions, I was stunned by that. But
Betty was getting $12,000 a month. I want someone to divorce me. Like, please, take care of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Betty couldn't handle it. There are people that obsess, men and women that obsess over it. And since you asked me about it, it's a topic I love talking about because I said to this guy that day on the golf course, I said, you have to eat the S sandwich. She wants me to do this, but you're going to get, when you get divorced, somebody's going to feel screwed. And both of you are probably going to feel screwed.
Well,
no matter what the circumstances
when you get down
are.
to it, a divorce at its most base level is a failure. It's the failure of a marriage. And when something fails, there's no winner. So I think that both sides
sucks beyond sucking. It's terrible.
I would have to think that both sides, maybe at varying degrees, both feel bad. They have to. because something that they set out to do didn't happen, right?
I think if you're nice and have a heart, you feel bad. Some people just move on with their lives and collect a check.
Well, there are people,
guys and gals.
Yeah.
I don't consider a divorce to be a situation where you've got two people that if they do it the right way, they feel equally. No, they don't. Somebody's going to feel burned and somebody's not. It's going to happen periodically.
Like in business.
Like in business. But you do, and that you mentioned moving on. You move on, and it sucks for a long time. It really does. And, as far as I'm concerned, I do believe in some of those things that when somebody goes through any kind of life tragedy, whether it's somebody getting, very ill, or it's losing somebody close to you, or divorce, or whatever, I do believe that on the other side, life does go on, and you choose to do it. This lady chose to literally implode and not go on with her life at all, and then ended up blowing these two people away.
Come on,
and these
Betty.
people. And by the way, these two people, I don't know. When I watched that television show about Betty Broderick and what was her husband, Dan Broderick or something like that, I look at that and I say, how we doing out there? Are we did the excavator come yet? It sounds like we need an excavator back there. Hi. How are you doing? You hear me? You hear what I'm talking about right now?
Yeah, talking about Betty O'Mara.
Anywho.
Betty.
So one person's probably going to feel a little better. The person that wanted to end things is probably going to feel a little bit better. But it still sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm talking right now to the people that might feel screwed. If you feel screwed, the best thing you can do is just to get by it and just put it in your rearview mirror. It's going to be the last thing you want to do. You want to inflict the pain on the other person that you have felt, and you want revenge, and you want just that. And it's never going to work. It's never going to work. It doesn't really work that way. Can you bury somebody? Yeah, that lawyer buried old Betty. He completely dominated her in the courtroom. And what happened? Well, one night they're going sleepy time, and bam, bam. Dead.
Dead
and,
dumb.
It's just, I don't know. That's all really that I wanted to say. I don't know whether you were asking me or what.
Yeah, I'm asking because I'm watching this, and I'm watching it with Shannon. A pro tip, when you're in a happy marriage, don't watch this show because you start getting ideas.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Maybe even more so if you're in a happy marriage and you've been through this type of thing.
Probably.
Because it puts you in a bit of a funk.
I feel the same way. If I leave Carrie to her own devices, the TV always falls on some Kill Your Husband show. It's always.
Here's the one. I wrote this down today. Worst name for a show ever on Headline News. Saw a promo for it. Murder Nation. Wave the flag. Murder Nation.
I mean, I'll leave her with The Office, and I'll come back and it's on the ID channel. Yeah, it drifts over there. Yeah.
So, we didn't understand. Matthew had another life. Matthew was doing something very evil.
And you were lapping it up with a big spoon.
Part of the show when he goes back to Dirty John, the Betty edition, second season.
Betty.
There's a scene that is very nuanced, but it just encapsulated for me everything that this can and cannot be and how petty a divorce can get. And you've got the husband with the new wife, and one of the court options, the court issues with that was discussed in court about, hey, we'd like to not do this, is when the new wife was a girlfriend. Her voice, when everybody had answering machines for their homes, her voice was on the home answering machine.
You've reached the Broderick residence.
Yes.
Right.
And it was driving the ex up the wall. Right. So the judge said, hey, stop with this ticky-tack stuff. This is get her voice off the voicemail.
Right.
As soon as they get married, they get back from their honeymoon, the new wife changes the voicemail on the answering machine.
Voice.
And the husband's like, what are you doing? The judge said the girlfriend can't be on the answering machine. I'm your wife now.
Yeah.
It's that
so
was
petty.
Like, that's everything a divorce is. What terrifies me about that. Terrifies.
Well, that's it. And that's what they do. And did deserve what they got? Absolutely
No,
not.
no,
Not in a
no,
million years. What a complete meltdown. And I watched an old interview on Oprah when the two kids were on.
Mm-hmm.
But how horrifying is that?
Wow, you dove deep.
I mean, we watched that afterwards where she was talking to the kids. How effed up are they?
Mm-hmm.
Without a mother or a father now, with a mother serving, basically a life sentence. She'll be 85 when she's eligible for parole now. I did do a deep dive. We were sort of into it.
Deep.
We were sort of. Wasn't she going to be 85, Carla, when she gets out of the joint? 82 or something like that. Just wow. I mean, you have to soldier on.
Yeah.
I have no intention, if you ever dump me, of soldiering on, though. Scorched earth, baby. Scorched earth if you leave me.
Shannon always says, and I'll go on the record here, that if I divorced her, she'd cut me. I don't know what that means.
Wow.
What would you do, Rob? You're the closest to it of all three of us. What would you do?
When she leaves?
No, if she leaves.
If she leaves, I would probably figure out.
What have you thought? You've thought about it.
Yeah. I would get a place closer to the city. I know that.
Would you move in with Brad?
No. That's too far away. I This is the opportunity, Mike, to move closer to where I work because that's a long way out.
He's thought about it. He's
Yeah.
practical.
Now,
That's the real
closer.
him. That was a real Rob moment right there. For those
And,
of you
and
who
if you want to
we
go to the
identify
next
them.
step, my father, he maintains a residence in Falls Church, small place, but he also mostly stays at the Eastern Shore. He's been
Right.
looking for someone to live in the condo in Falls Church, and I'm thinking, I'm saving gas, I'm saving tolls,
Listen to this.
and you know what?
Listen to
A
this.
landlord
Wow.
that I love to have a beer with. So you know what? There you go. But as I've said, she won't leave me. She won't give me the satisfaction.
Mrs. Spiewak aware of your what seems to be a rather well thought out game
This
plan
is
that's
more like
already
a
in place.
plan A, not plan B.
She's never asked.
That was oh my God, we run out of time. That was a moment. I think we can wrap it up on
All
that.
right, let's do that.
Eat the S sandwich and just let it go. You have to. I hate it. Believe me, I don't. I don't like to let stuff go.
Yeah.
But at a certain point you move
got
on.
to.
And
You got to.
Sometimes when you move on, things end up getting better, and sometimes they stay the same. The woman on the first season 1, Oscar's on her fourth marriage when the trouble happens. We'll be right back.
New from Apple iPhone. It's the personal assistant with personality. Meet Siri Toe. Hey, what's up, Buttercup?
Hey Siri Toe, what's the weather?
72 degrees and sunny out in the beer garden.
Hey, Sirito, give me directions to Bar Harbor.
I don't think the RV's gonna fit under that bridge.
Hey Siri Toe, how do I fix a microwave?
Not looking too good. Put some wing sauce on it. And now Sirito will even play your favorite podcast. Just say, hey Sirito, play the Mike O'Mara Show. How about I play some Ozzy? No, play the Mike O'Mara Show. All right, it'll be okay. Let's get stupid.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. So, you guys know I love Sunday. I love how they send you what your lawn needs. You hook it into your garden hose, and you do a whole day's worth of yard work in 15 minutes. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now, Sunday is making it easy to control pests.
Yes.
Because the only thing worse than pests in your yard is poison and harsh chemicals. I agree with that. Man,
Yeah.
down here in Florida, we live that all the time. Sunday is made with better for the planet ingredients like cedar oil, chrysanthemum extract, lemongrass, and canola oil so you can manage pests better and feel better about it. Just like before, just type in your address and get sunday.com/TMOS, and they'll figure out what pests are active in your area. Ants, mosquitoes, ticks, cockroaches,
La cucaracha.
they can handle it all, both inside and outside of your home. Sunday sends you exactly what you need right to your door with step-by-step instructions so you can't mess it up. Try Nix Ticks and Adios, or my favorite, Mosquito Delito.
What was that again, Squire?
Mosquito Delito.
Thank you.
Let Sunday take the guesswork out of controlling pests in your home and yard this summer. Visit getsunday.com/TMOS to get $10 off your smart pest plan at checkout. That's $10 off your custom plan at getsunday.com/TMOS, and we thank them. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I thought I had it right. Yeah, thank you.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
Yeah, it is. Hey, everybody, are you excited about the end of the pandemic? Things winding down as far as that's concerned?
Of course.
Does that make you
I don't know.
happy,
I don't
huh?
like when anything comes to an end, really.
I talked to a gentleman on the phone today that said he hasn't seen anybody outside of his immediate family for a little over, because he had gone into working from home because he had just had a new baby.
Yeah.
He said, I haven't seen anyone outside of my family. And he goes, and I'm not kidding, in almost 2 years. So
Wow. I don't think it only applies to family members because, here we go. According to a new study, cases of sexually transmitted infections, STIs, including chlamydia and gonorrhea, could soon spike as the COVID-19 pandemic winds down. As we're heading into what the media has referred to as hot vax summer. Hot vax summer! Experts are worried that STIs could return with a vengeance. With restrictions being lifted, the world could move toward a summer of sex. According to the BBC, they reported on this last week. In fact, psychologists are arguing shared trauma could actually lead to more risky sexual behavior. Whether that will lead to spikes in STIs, though, remains to be seen, but there is a possibility.
Am I too old school that I still say STDs?
Yeah, why do they say STIs?
Isn't that built by Subaru, Pony?
It is. That was my old car. I hated that became the new term for STDs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The new Subaru STI.
All due respect, Pony, you look like an STI guy.
Well, you know what? I've only had, like gonorrhea and crabs, and they're not even that bad.
All due respect, he looks like an STI, period.
That's such a compliment. After a hard pandemic year, speaking of the pandemic, many Americans are starting to plan their summer vacations, but it's doubtful many getaways will top the one that Jeff Bezos just announced. Yeah, rich guy doing something fun.
This guy.
Ever since I was 5 years old, he said, I've dreamed of traveling to space. In a Monday morning Instagram post, Amazon CEO wrote, I will take that journey with my brother, the greatest adventure with my best friend. CNN Business reports that Bezos is set to be the first of the billionaire space tycoons to leave Earth in one of his company's spacecrafts, beating SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson to the punch. So Bezos is going up into space.
Can you imagine getting the call and your brother is Jeff Bezos and he says, hey, you want to go into space with me? And he hangs up and Jeff Bezos' wife says, who's that? He says, guess who's going to space? That asshole.
No, it doesn't even go like that. Think about this. Let's think about the real trajectory of what's happened in the past few years.
Okay.
The man's having a midlife crisis. If I'm a board member of Amazon, I'm not letting this happen because he gets a divorce. He hooks up with, this new filly and then gives away half his fortune to his wife out of respect. And then she gives away half of that fortune to charity. God bless her. Right. And now he's like, I'm going to space with my brother. And you're sitting there, you're like, this is a lot of erratic behavior. Like, a billionaire can buy every convertible available on the market.
Right.
But he doesn't have to go to space.
Is his ex-wife, is her name Betty?
Folks, can I just enlighten people here right now?
Yes.
Folks, you're beginning to see what is happening, all right? King Louis and Marie Antoinette, all right? They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about this. They don't care about optics. They don't care. They've got all the money. They've got all the money to do whatever the hell they want. That's the way they're rolling. That's what this is. Meanwhile, when we're talking about not being able to get jobs and people to fill jobs because they're getting more money on unemployment because people aren't paying them to do jobs where they could feed a family and keep a house and keep an apartment or anything like that, that's where guys like this, la, la, la. You know how many people are like in desperate situations that probably work at those mega factories that Amazon has, or the drivers that they show viral videos of going insane? You've got that all the time. It's happening all the time.
I remember this is just equivalent of something that happened to me in a different world, a different workplace.
Turn him up, will you, a little bit?
Yes, thank you. I feel low. Now I feel better. Thank you. It's the equivalent of saying, hey, we're broke. And then taking your entire executive team on a Hawaiian vacation the day after.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's where we are now with that. Conspicuous wealth is not, they don't care. They've got the money. Nobody's taking it from them. That's the way they do it. This is related. This next story is related to this. Get ready to vomit in your mouth right now for this. I'm sorry. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft just turned 80, but now he can cruise around in a drop top like he's a billionaire half his age. Meek Mill. I don't know who this guy is, but he shared a video Monday of Bob's birthday surprise in which Sixers partner Michael Rubin walked Kraft out of his house, decked out in Pat's gear, to present him with his brand new blue Bentley, something he apparently really desired. Kraft seemed elated and mystified, asking, "How the F did you get it?" To which Rubin replied, "We have resources." So it's one rich guy giving a... Oh, Rubin let Kraft know a handful of other rich dudes went in on his new car, including Meek and Jay-Z, and it rode on a flatbed from Florida to arrive in pristine shape.
I know the car you're talking about because I've seen it online.
What is it, a convertible Bentley?
It's beautiful, but it's one of a kind. It's gorgeous. Mike, I don't have a problem with this. If and I know you don't either. Imagine we had very successful friends, and they went in on giving something that we could probably buy for ourselves, but they gifted it to us. What a wonderful circle of friends. Now, Jay-Z wants to possibly buy an NFL team, so there's a little of that in there because he's going to need the vote.
He wants to be in the club.
Kraft.
He wants to be in the club.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to mean something. I don't know what Meek Mill's play is. It fine,
right?
But everybody, there's something nice about you didn't get anything for your 60th birthday except for your kids flying in, which they would have done anyways. Wouldn't you have liked something a little more grandiose than that?
Of course not. How materialistic are you?
Oh, sorry.
Really?
I'm just glad that
absolutely not true.
I'm just glad that Robert Kraft's birthday, Mike. I'm glad he had a happy ending.
I was sitting there when he was talking, trying to come up with a joke, and I couldn't find one that was arable. I was like going, it all ended with job, but you got it.
Thank you.
Happy ending. That's a wonderful joke. Thank you, Rob. Kid Rock. Speaking of rich people that are stupid, dropped a homophobic slur like it was nothing while he was at a bar in Tennessee and ranting about people recording him with their phones. It seems the singer wasn't feeling the fact that the audience members had whipped out their iPhone cameras Saturday night when he took the stage at Fish Lips Bar and Grill in Smithville, Tennessee.
So his career is going well?
He looked directly into one phone and barked, "F your iPhone." Yeah. Kid then hurled the slur as he screamed, "You effing maggots." But he didn't say maggots.
Okay.
With your iPhones out, he's also mocked fans recording him by pointing directly at his crotch and telling them to post his junk. We're told security at the joint was going around telling people to put down their phones. Kid Rock's an ass. What a silly ass.
After a 16-month shutdown of the world and the best gig he can score is Fish Lips.
Yeah, he was
Not
yelling
great.
at him for, I guess he doesn't know people have iPhones, and they do that at every concert in the world.
Yeah. I mean, the only place you should be yelled at is a strip club.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I recorded my biggest song that somebody else wrote.
Yeah.
All right.
The biggest problem, Mike, I had with that story is that you called him a singer.
Yeah, exactly. 30-year-old Texas mother is facing charges after dressing up as her 13-year-old daughter and sneaking into her middle school to prove a point online. This is according to TMZ. Casey Garcia is said to have snuck into Enriquez Middle School near El Paso. I had an overzealous mother from El Paso. She wore kids' clothes and walked into the school. Apparently, Casey's effort was to test the school's security measures, but she was arrested because you're not supposed to do that.
No.
But that's pretty amazing that she looks that young, that she could go into a
course.
middle school and do that,
Yeah. It'd be pretty lady.
Lots
pretty
of
lady
something.
walking around.
Now a little something for all of you. Philadelphia bike riders I'm not going to laugh. I am not going to laugh. I am not going to laugh. Stop it.
A Philadelphia bike rider sounds like it might be a category.
It comes at the end. Stop it.
All right.
Gather myself.
Everyone relax. Pony.
Philadelphia bike riders won't need their shirts, pants, skirts, or even underwear, just a mask. Organizers of the annual Philly Naked Bike Ride say this year's event will take place August 28th and will require masks based on the city's coronavirus restrictions. Ride participants, sometimes in the thousands, usually gather in a park to strip off their clothes and paint each other's bodies before carefully hopping on their bikes. The Naked Ride is to promote positive body image, advocates for the safety of cyclists, and protest dependence on fossil fuels. As far as the no, stop it! As far as the bicycle seats are concerned, organizers ask if you want a cheese with or a cheese without. Sorry. It means nothing. It's not even, it doesn't make sense.
See you at Pat's.
It was just, you want a bicycle seat with Geno's on?
With or without?
Yeah. They had a picture too, and it looked exactly like what you would think
of course,
it would look like. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with more after this.
Thanks, Mike. Time now to check the TMOS Community Bulletin Board. Tonight is bingo night in the social hall at Our Lady of the Perpetually Bleeding Ulcer. Early Bird Bingo has a $500 jackpot. Do you like flapjacks? Well, if you do, the Loudoun County All-Star High School Jazz Band has a night for you. They're holding a fundraiser to pay for their trip to south of the border in South Carolina, and it's tomorrow night at Oscar's House of Pancakes from 6 to 6:15. If you have a question, thought, or birthday request for the TMOS mailbag, send an email to rob@mikeomerashow.com. Remember, Rob has 2 B's. Or send it through snail mail to TMOS Mailbag, P.O. Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. They also like packages. And that's your TMOS Community Bulletin Board. Now back to more hijinks on the Mike O'Mara Show.
That's Jim Amato, and we want to thank Twitch and Jim Amato for doing such a great job on our promos. They keep generating that marvelous content, and we are appreciative of that. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Truff. Truff is a product I have all over my house. I've got all the varieties of it. I love it. It all started December of 2017. 2 college friends discovered a void in the condiment category. They began exploring hot sauce.
Hot sauce! Hot sauce!
After 2 years of testing literally hundreds of hot sauce recipes out of their parents' garage, they landed on Truff, a luxurious hot sauce infused with black truffle. And since then, Truff has carved out a distinct space in an otherwise ironically bland sea of hot sauces. Exclusive, eye-popping, mouth-watering, a hot sauce brand like no other. Truff has over 10,000 5-star reviews and is the #1 best-selling hot sauce on Amazon and at Whole Foods. Truff has been named on Oprah's Favorite Things gifting list 2 years in a row. You are going to love Truff. More than 1 billion organic shout-outs on Instagram and over 1 million likes on TikTok. All I know is I love it, and so does everyone who tries it. It's perfection in a bottle. There's nothing that doesn't benefit from Truff. I like my Truff on eggs. I do. Get 15% off site-wide plus free shipping with promo code TMOS at Truff.com. That's 15% off everything at Truff, Truff, F as in fantastic.com, promo code TMOS.
You know,
Oscar came in
speaking of Truff, real quick, this show note, tomorrow we'll be joined.
Yes.
Oh, no, it fits here. It does.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Tomorrow we'll be joined by world-class competitive eater Joey Chestnut as they return to the hot dog eating contest with a live audience at Nathan's on the 4th of July. So if you like the notion of competitive eating...
Come up with the questions for him, Rob, because I don't have a lot to ask him. I don't know. I just want to ask him if he's ever come close to dying.
Okay.
That's my #1 question for Joey Chestnut, incredible Coney Island hot dog eater.
But when you see the list on his bio of the records he holds, I think you'll want to go piecemeal and all the different foods. I think he holds 43 world records for different foods.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Makes me nauseous just thinking about it. Oscar came into the studio yesterday and was talking about his dear old dad. And apparently dad is now... very, very happy, ensconced in his residence somewhere in South America. And you were just talking about your conversation. He couldn't contain himself. Is that kind of the way it went down?
If you just if you were to track me on GPS, you would know that at some point every Sunday we make a pilgrimage to pay tribute to Mama Santana in Olney, Maryland, the O-Town. It's a 2 to 3 hour visit. At that point, my mom starts calling the entire family for reasons unknown to me, except to either guilt them that the one son is visiting and they're not here,
right,
or to let them know that I'm here, so if they need to talk to me, they can talk to me. It's very strange what happens. And on occasion, she will call my father, who I honestly probably talk to on Sundays on my way home from my mom's to let him know that mom's still ticking and moving around.
Okay.
Is there any part of you that is letting him know that you were there just for like getting credit?
Maybe, but I'm also the grown man that picks him up at the airport when it's inconvenient to me. Like,
understood.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And does he show any level of curiosity about her well-being, or do you just volunteer it to let him know? Or is it the mutual subject that's comfortable for both of you? You have it in common. He's married to her, and you're her son.
Yeah, we are family. Just give me a minute to really give you an honest answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort it out.
I call him. He doesn't answer. And then he calls me back.
On WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp, because he's a cheap skinflint.
It's free.
It's free and over the internet.
Right. Yeah.
And
who cares if there's a 3-second delay when you're talking?
We decipher if he's got a good connection on WhatsApp or not, because otherwise you're like, it's like the old school, can you hear me? You sound far away. Like that's what happens on WhatsApp all the time.
Oscar, esta el connection bueno.
Solid connection. I go over the beats. I drove your Mercedes over the weekend. It's running just fine. Like like it's not going to seize up. I don't think this car is fairly new. I don't think it seizes up anymore. But he's got this like thing that
if it's fuel injected, you're probably cool, right?
Correct. Whatever I'm doing,
cars.
You don't have to do anymore. This isn't an '83 Jaguar.
Did you remember to push in the choke?
Correct. How many miles? Like I'm taking it for joyrides.
Right.
He's the battery dead.
So he asked questions like that.
Did you crank it?
Then he asked about my mom.
Yes.
This time, my mom calls him, and my mom does the bit. And everybody has a family member. I don't know if it's like you get into your 70s, you do this. The call happens, and then the phone is shoved in my face. So I'm
I know exactly what you're talking about. So you are like, hey, how are you? You know, and you immediately, like within seconds, run out of anything to talk about.
Correct.
And I've pushed the phone to Carla multiple times. And by the way,
every time I call,
if you're on the receiving end of that,
yes,
Carla Rob's on the phone. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Hey, say hi to Carla. Carla, how much do you hate it when I hand the phone to you when I don't want to talk on the phone? Carla? Okay.
I think her answer says everything.
It says pots and pans. That's what I get. Clankety, clankety, lankety. That's what I get, but I don't get anything. Why are you playing the Osprey now?
I'm just filling some time.
So that's, but I hate doing it. I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
I get it. I
to
shrug, and my dad, he doesn't realize he's on speakerphone.
Yeah, excuse me, come here. Where were you?
Oh,
you're in the bathroom. Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
Oh, dear.
You look lovely. Show everybody your just natural look.
Oh, she does
Carla.
look beautiful,
You
Mike.
just look so innocent
Beautiful.
and natural. And
is it too much to ask for a twirl?
how much do you...
Oh, nothing.
That's the rounder's term. Hey, how much... you guys want a twirl? I just impersonated the hooker from Rounders in Grandma's. Hold on.
Hey,
how
don't
much do you
go.
hate it when I'm on the phone with somebody and I shove the phone? Carla's here. Talk to Carla.
Oh, that's the worst.
The worst.
It is bad.
The worst. It's like
The
I don't
worst.
even like talking to begin with.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so horrible.
All right. Bye. Thank you. All right. Get out of here.
I
Making
feel this-
spaghetti?
That code?
I feel the same way.
Okay.
So
Thanks for doing that to my hair, Carl.
my mom
Where were you?
hands me
I
the
was
phone,
making spaghetti.
and I say, Dad, I was like, it's summer. When you coming home? And my dad, in the happiest of joyous voices, and then this is where you should hide your happiness. He doesn't realize he's on speakerphone. He goes, Oscar, why would I come? It's what is it? It's a festival season. Festival. which is just basically naked ladies dancing up and down the streets of Bolivia. So,
Festival! Why would I come home? It's festival season. Stop being silly. Of course I will not be returning home for months.
excuse me, as white devils, carnival, right? So it's like carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is
not
carnival.
festival.
Yeah.
It is carnival, Oscar. Why would I possibly come home? No, I will
Says
not be
that
coming home ever.
in the
again.
happiest of voices, and that's all you should hide your happiness when you're talking to family.
Well, yes, he's talking to his son.
When your wife is right on the other side of this conversation.
Any perceptible...
my mom gave the stink eye and went, like this weird...
all right, she's happy too. She's happy too. They are happier apart than together, but they stay married together. Is that what you've known that for how many years?
I think they both watched Ugly John, Dirty
You
John.
hear this in the background when you're talking to him?
Yeah. Excuse
It
me.
is carnival.
Sorry, Oscar. I'm going to take another picture of the beautiful carnival dress, but the angle I'm taking it from is basically an upskirt.
You know, that's not Bolivia, by the way. That's not Bolivian music. That's Mexico music.
Yes, but I think I think it conveys the notion of carnival.
No, because carnival would be more like Brazil. It would be more like, you know...
It's inspired. It's inspired with... I've been to carnival in Bolivia. In La Paz.
Bolivia? How is
La
it in
Paz.
Bolivia? Is it... La Paz is amazing?
When you're 12 years old and you're trying to figure out what's going on in your pants, and you're like, oh, that's what I'm into. It's wonderful.
So it's even better than the Garcia Brothers Carnival in the parking lot in Manassas?
Garcia Brothers.
Much better.
I'm looking up Carnival Bolivia right
Carnival. With an E on the end. And don't confuse it with Bobby Carnival. He's different.
Different guy.
Bobby Cannavale, look at my balls.
What was this line? I'm drying off.
No,
I'm drying off here.
I'm toweling off.
I'm toweling off here, Bobby Cannavale. Right away, first picture, I see that. Lovely ladies in beautiful costumes with long, long legs. Very beautiful.
Stems for days. So mom snorts, shoots him some shade?
Yeah, shoots him some shade, and he goes, Oscar, am I on speaker?
Oh, no, he realizes it.
And he said, yeah, Dad, don't sound as happy as you sound next time when you tell me you're never coming home.
It's very, like, indigenous. The carnival. It seems to be very, very like native Bolivians.
Correct. But like a woman in high heels for the men out there, dancing in short skirts across the cobblestone streets.
Yes.
Hours upon hours, live in front of you for free, is essentially. Like, now I understand why my uncles used to be like, can't wait we got to get there early. Got to get our spot.
A party like no other. Oruro Carnival is Bolivia's most sought-after tourist attraction, drawing crowds of up to 400,000 people annually.
Correct.
And there's a picture of these beautiful, beautiful women, all of them in various stages of costume and grande clivaggio. Really just, spectacular. So that's good. So he's happy. You can't begrudge the man.
It's I don't know, time and place. Time and place.
Yeah,
but she's cool with it, right? She's okay.
Well, they have sort of an understanding, don't they?
There was during the pandemic viewings of The Crown. My mom made a lot of parallels about how she's suffered as well. So I don't know.
Oh, no. Wow.
Oh, dear. Keeping the firm together. Keeping the firm. It's just like the royal family.
Yeah.
He can go where he wants to as long as they stay married for the firm's sake. Yeah. The firm. Yeah, Tatiana, Oscar, Jose,
who knows?
Yoli, and
Charles.
He's and Charles is down in Carnival. That's very, very exciting. At all costs, save the firm. That is it.
The firm.
Absolutely.
Save the firm.
The only difference between that and the royal family, there might be an entirely different firm down in Bolivia. We've never confirmed or denied that. We'll take a break. And hey, guess what? Your letters are here. People suck letters.
Oh, good.
Right here on my desk. We will read them to you when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa.
And the Lord spoke to his people, providing them these 10 commandments. Thou shalt not worship false podcasts. Thou shalt not use the name of Mike in vain. Honor thy father and mother by buying them a TMOS bonus package. Thou shalt not kill, Oscar on Facebook. Thou shalt not steal, Rob's Little Sounds. Thou shalt not covet, Mike's wife. We pray in the name of Mike O'Mara, Rob Spewak, and Oscar Santana. Download in peace.
Dan, put down the tablets and take out the trash.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, dude. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Noom. Think about everything you've ever learned about getting healthy. Lots of people telling you what they think, what they've read, what's online, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of contradictory information out there. That's because there's a lot of scamming out there.
Yes.
That's why I love Noom. It's not about what you eat, but how you eat in general. Noom teaches you about eating so you can get smart about your food and the choices you make. It's based in psychology. Noom teaches you how to eat because you don't need rules to lose weight. You need knowledge. With Noom, you pick the health goals that are right for you, and Noom personalizes a weight loss program to help your aspirations become reality. Plus, Noom is flexible, it's empathetic, it's easy, and it's forgiving. If you stumble, it's simple. Get right back on track tomorrow. It works. It's only 10 minutes a day, and you don't have to commit to a rigorous plan. Noom works with you. I really would love you to try Noom. It has worked for me. I love Noom, and I think you can try it too. Oscar loves it. Carla loves it. There's a science to getting healthier. It's called Noom. So check it out. Sign up for your trial today at Noom. That's Noom.com/TMOS. Learn how to eat again with Noom. Sign up for your free trial today. I'm sorry, not a free trial today at Noom. That's Noom.com/TMOS. Yes, it is a free trial, right, Rob? It's a free trial, isn't it?
Sure.
Ready to learn how to, I've been on it for so long, and I pay for it. Ready to learn how to live healthier? Sign up for Noom today at Noom.com/TMOS, and we appreciate it. And now, are we playing our People Suck mailbag?
Yes.
There it is. Okay. About maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, we changed the regular mailbag just for a while to People Suck.
Yeah.
Because we knew during the end of the pandemic, you needed to vent. You needed to blow off steam. You needed to share with us. We get to vent all the time
all
on
day.
the show. We get to blow our gaskets whenever, and now it's your turn. So I think this is the second time we've had a chance to read these, and we're very excited about the People Suck mailbag, which I just like anyway. First letter, People Suck. I'm currently venting to you guys as I'm taking a break from my restaurant work. Here we go. Because the fumes of goof off are too, is that like the Goo Gone?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Are too intoxicating. You see, while I'm happy that I'm vaccinated and don't have to wear a mask at work anymore, I'm frustrated because if they had just put up the wear a mask signs with regular Scotch tape folded one side over, the removal of said signs would be effortless and not as tedious. But the fella who put the signs up decided to use double-sided tape, and the removal has become quite laborious. So who sucks here? The person that wants the Scotch tape or the one that used double-sided? Sounds like a real Sophie's choice. Cheers. That's Justin Bernstein from Brackenridge, Pennsylvania. I love that. Thank you. Hang in there, Justin. People Suck, letter number 2. I had to shut the volume off during the PGA Golf telecast this weekend. I normally get mad when people use the phrase, the ugly American. But even I can't stand the yelling after every drive. My friend, I know. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. It's me. I haven't accomplished anything in my life, but I'm going to get on the magic box by just being I almost said the word.
I understand.
An effing loud mouth. Blabbermouth.
Blabber.
Our American golf tournaments are full of 20 to 30-year-old male idiots that are truly embarrassing. Those that scream or yell out should be immediately tased and removed. Bob Croft from Deer Park, Washington. By the way, they don't do that at Augusta.
No.
You do that at Augusta, you leave.
That's right.
And look, I understand
also,
that...
Augusta, took some time with certain other things.
What do you mean?
Letting women on into the club, like they did other
things.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend Augusta. Yeah. I'm simply going to tell you that my experience at the tournament where they treat adults like children was spectacular. spectacular.
Spot on, really.
Because all you have to do is go to a modern, like, Super Bowl or a championship and see the way people behave. You know, and I understand people get excited and they want a diversion, but I love the fact that if you go, you the man, get in the hole. Sir, can you come with me? And you're gone. I mean, you are literally gone. They will escort you off the property immediately. And for an afternoon, for an entire day, Oscar, it was blissful. It was blissful with no cell phones. Mm-hmm. It was blissful with no yelling, just cheering when there would be a great shot.
I heard at Augusta that if you yell out, they actually make you get in the hole.
Get in the hole right now.
Get in now. Get in now.
Get in the hot box. Next letter says, people suck. I was recently driving in my neighborhood and had to, let's just say, sit down in a bathroom pretty badly. I'm behind a large Amazon truck that is just creeping down the street, which is already frustrating.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, the truck stops smack in the middle of the street. The driver gets out of the truck and casually walks to the home with a package. I yell out my window, "Are you really stopping in the middle of the effing street?" As he walks casually back to the truck, he responds with, "If you have a complaint, take it up with Amazon."
Oh.
Got to remember those. Yeah. Those would be the last guys that I would F with, because I think they might be close to totally snapping. I'm not usually an angry man, but I respond with a flurry of, you're going to have me call a massive company because you're an SE driver, an even worse human being. You're the perfect example of what's wrong with our society. I love to be there when this is happening. He gets in his truck and drives away. 4 cars behind me and 3 coming the other way had to stop because of this stupid, selfish, narcissistic Amazon employee. People suck.
True.
Grayson Day Garbini. I gave him the full name that time. Thank you, Grayson. I appreciate that. These are good this week. People suck, especially when they use new verbal crutches that seem to come from nowhere. This always gets me scared because it might be one of us.
Me.
No, I don't think I think we're okay here.
I don't get it. But about 2 years ago, people started saying sort of and kind of every other sentence. And sometimes, well, I think that's been around a lot longer than that. Sometimes more than once in a single sentence. Astounding. I hear it mostly in podcast interviews and sometimes from people at work. Of course, the other verbal crutch that has been around longer is the equally annoying "I feel like," when what follows isn't a feeling at all. We used to say, "I think that," or "I believe that." Now everyone says, "I feel like." By the way, this is the essence of people suck.
Isn't it?
And just, I don't care if I commiserate with this individual. I'm just delighting in this person venting.
Yes.
Let me read it again. We used to say, "I think that," or "believe that." Now everyone says, "I feel like." But the sort of and kind of is still the most annoying to me. We used to be so sure of ourselves. It was warm outside. Now we feel like it was warm outside. It was a great trip. Now, it was sort of a great kind of trip. Here's an example of a sentence that hurts my brain and makes me angry instantly. Quote, "I feel like that movie was sort of slow, and it kind of wasn't sort of good." That's good. It shocks me that no one else has noticed this. And so people suck. Fan for life, Joe Noto. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Oh, this is great. I love this, people. You've never let me down. This is wonderful. All right, shoppers. This can never be overstated. Next letter.
Yes.
Put your damn cart away. Oh, hello. The job of the cart retriever is to collect them from the very conveniently located cart corrals and bring them back to the store, not to chase carts around the parking lot because your fat ass can't waddle 20 more feet. Second, to anyone who asks for recommendations on the Nextdoor app, chances are you'll get a bunch of answers for people you probably won't use and end up Googling one anyway. Just use that app for what it was meant for. Claiming lost pets that aren't yours and cruising for single chicks. And finally, I work in pest control. That's a great beginning to the sentence.
Yes.
Listen up, people. Clean your drains regularly. If you call me to your house for a drain swarming with fruit flies, you're wasting my time. I'm going to have to make a show of putting foam down your drains to make it look like I did something. But secretly, I'll be judging you in your dirty home and wondering where I can hide a dead mouse. The same goes for you restaurant owners. Flush or snake your drains on a regular basis and you won't have an issue. Or wonder why I charged you $150 for 15 minutes of work for an issue that will be back in a couple of weeks anyway. Anyway, thank you. Man, that felt great. People suck. Yours, Brian Mitchell. That's great. Oh, is this the last one here?
This is the last one, and it's brief, but I love it.
From Danielle Lencioni. People suck, and overconfident kids creep me out. Thank you very much. Thank you for the submissions, everybody. We truly appreciate that. We'll come back. We've got Rob's things.
Yeah, we're gonna do the
that are
thing.
in the thing.
Yeah, gotta open it, and then we'll do it.
We'll do a lot of that and a little more stuff and all that right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Hello, fans, coming to you live. It's the O'Mara Wrestling Federation in our main event match. The Bolivian Butcher squares off against his most dominant opponent to date. In the steel cage, it's Oscar Santana versus the English language.
I might have clarified this in the past, but you said manila envelope? I thought they were vanilla envelopes.
You are so stupid.
Seriously, you thought it was vanilla
Yeah, because I like vanilla color.
English may be his second language, but he's going to need first aid after that beatdown.
And with my brother and myself.
You don't need to say myself because you went from an object to a subject.
Santana sure took a beating here tonight, but don't miss his commentary and opinions every Friday on TMOS. It's no holds barred on Oscar's Take. Tune in next week and see the brawl for it all. The one-man mob. Rob Spiewak takes on diabetes in a winner takes foot match. Don't miss it, brother.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the show, brought to you by Solo Stove. This past weekend, we had some folks over at the house, and we got out our Solo Stove, sat around it, not to the wee hours, but certainly later than we normally do at the O'Mara household. And I want to tell you, there is something so wonderful about sitting outside, burning wood. I love my Solo Stove. There's so much fun that goes with it. It's magical. Summer nights, summer nights, summer nights, summer nights, summer night. Symphonies of animals and insects, the warming glow of a campfire. Day or night, a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove turns magical summer moments into unforgettable memories. Solo Stove creates story-worthy moments without the fireside fumes. As we return to normal, it's a perfect time to gather around your Solo Stove just like I did with your loved ones. There's nothing better. And even when you have access or a neighbor's access to a gas stove, the real wood-burning Solo Stove
is so much
is
better.
Just so much more romantic.
It is.
Order now. You go from unboxing your Solo Stove to fireside fun in moments. Stainless steel construction designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. So little smoke you'll wonder how there's so much fire. Easy to light. It's even easier to clean. They're so confident you're going to love it like I love mine. They offer a lifetime warranty and 30-day free return policy. I really want you to check this out. No one needs a reason to gather around the fire. Solo Stove just took away any reason not to, and now you can get $10 off when you use the promo code Mike, not TMOS. Remember that. The promo code is Mike, M-I-K-E, at checkout. Just go to solostove.com. Remember, you get $10 off when you use the promo code Mike. And we thank you. Before we get to Rob's, audio vault, I do want to mention
Digital
one
dumpster.
thing. Digital dumpster. I'm sorry.
Let's just
When are we
call
gonna
it the
change
audio
back?
vault now. Let's just make the call.
What are you doing?
Well, you say that every day. Do you harbor a desire to
You named it.
call it, or is it because you get tired of me making the the mistake?
Some
That's
things
right.
don't-
He did name it, didn't
Some
he?
things
Yeah.
don't stick.
No, I think it sticks. And Mike, we've had maybe 2 slip-ups in 3 weeks. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing.
I
How about we
do that
But
math.
change is fun sometimes. Why don't we call it something different?
All right.
Neither
Well,
audio vault or digital dumpster.
Ooh, I like that idea. Maybe a third option.
A third option. It could be different every
Can I
day.
get back to you mañana?
Yes, of course.
Well, you don't have to name it. You're not the namer on the show. I mean, you're
I'm
good at
Nameberry.
it. But, yeah, we're all good. We are Nameberry. Oh, what? I'm trying to think, but it's more fun when we do it like really on the fly.
In real time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if we really do it on the fly,
The a la
Sounds-
carte. What about the cart? No, maybe a cart machine. Maybe a throwback with you'd actually have a cart machine within the.
I'm actually getting the buzzer off.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not right.
No, I don't. Don't care for that one.
What can we do with the word clip? Because we're playing clips. Oh, we do
clip,
clip
like
clip.
C-L-I-P?
Yeah.
Or
The clip-o-matic.
Yes, with P, Mike. P is in Paul.
It's the time to take a
little hard to
time
find.
to row around the lake with that man in the boat.
If you can find it, you're going to love it.
All right,
It's
well,
the clip machine.
The clip machine. And we're going to open it right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
See who's in there. Somebody's dead. That's in
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jack Benny talking.
Hey, it's the late Jack Benny.
He's long since
Long
dead.
time.
You know what? You know how you make that better? You make that better every day. Left us in and mention the year. You should mention the year that we lost him. Because
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jack Benny talking.
Left us in 1979, I believe.
Oh, let me see if you're right. I'll
That's a
look it
guess.
up.
That's simply a guess. So we shall see.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. You said 79.
I said 1979.
All right, Jack Benny. No, I think he left later than that.
While he checks that out, you know what? There's a certain celebrities.
74.
74? Really? Because
Yeah.
I remember him. I guess I've seen clips of him on The Tonight Show, but he did The Tonight Show, so.
December 26th, day after Christmas, 1974.
I don't observe. So anyway, the celebrity that always seems to make himself look good without trying to make himself look good is Jack Black. He just seems like a nice guy. He was driving through Griffith Park in Los Angeles, and Griffith Park is a place where a lot of graduates go and get their graduation pictures taken.
Okay.
He saw these kids, college seniors. He gets out, not only poses with them, but offers tips on how to make the pictures better.
I have to be right here with the sun shining.
Yeah, exactly.
On me.
Yeah,
Y'all
exactly.
get behind me.
Okay.
I'll take a knee.
Now?
So you're not going to use that camera? The good camera?
We're using it. Ready?
That's the way you do it.
I love Jack Black. I love Jack
But to me, he'll always be the guy who sang Stone Phillips, more than meets the eye.
He is funny.
I love Jack Black. All right. I don't love so much Khloe Kardashian, who was burning up the internet yesterday because she said she went on a
I
rant.
saw this same story. I chose to move by it.
But Mike,
I have a boycott
I'm
on the
interested.
Kardashians.
I'm interested.
She went,
Because you watched all the episodes, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still keeping up.
She went on a rant about plastic water bottles and how they're harmful to the environment. And then the internet lit up and said, you know what else is harmful to the environment is constantly filling your house with balloons for no good reason and flying everywhere on a private jet. So, Mike, I have an edit of her statement I'd like to play if that's okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. Here's Khloe Kardashian.
There's something that irks me.
Shut up!
I see people taking water bottles and they're just pouring it into the gallon-size reusable plastic bottle so they can consume their water for the day.
Shut up!
That defeats the purpose.
Shut up.
Because those water bottles are
Shut up.
just going to go in a landfill somewhere and potentially cause,
Shut up!
pollution, and we're trying to limit our single usage of plastics.
Shut your pie hole! Shut up! Shut your stupid hole!
Why don't you shut up?
So there's that.
Can I address this?
Please.
Yes.
We talked about tone deaf earlier in the show. Not everyone takes bottled water. We all have tap water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I drink tap water with hopefully an adequate filter at my refrigerator.
Her
I hope it,
lens
Yep.
screams everybody just taking bottled water into these hydro cups. That's it.
Right.
Think about that life. Think about that life. Well, you watch the show, right?
I
mean,
do.
these women are absolutely protected. You hear about the political bubble that Bill Maher talks about. How about the life bubble, right? With the
Hire
Kardashians.
someone with that money to filter your posts.
Triple
Yeah,
filtered.
Better PR.
Cool.
Yeah.
And speaking of tone deaf, Mike, this was trending yesterday on the social media. This is a child's choir in a church, and they start out fine, but then there's always the kid that just wants a little more attention. He was in the front row.
Oh, so he wasn't part of the choir?
No, he
just
was
screamed?
part of the choir, and he was in there, and he started out in unison, but then he wanted just a little, Mike, he wanted just a little more. And it starts out so sweetly. That's the thing that makes me nuts. So there's that. Now, this next thing, you can use this. You can probably be like a hero to Michael, I think, because this seems to work. I saw it on the YouTube. Do you know what happens if you take like an orange wedge and squeeze it onto a balloon?
What happens?
You would think the balloon would just smell, kissing sweet. And, you're down there in the orange country in Florida, but no.
Absolutely.
Just a standard balloon and an orange wedge.
So let's say your kid got a nice new balloon and he's all happy about it, and you decide to eat an orange by it. Here's what happens.
It
So notice
immediately
when I
pops?
squeeze the orange, there's a tiny little bit of oil comes out, and something odd happens when that oil hits a balloon. It just makes it explode. So
Just
what
like a
is
Mr.
going
Science
on here?
guy?
What is
sort
it
of, yeah.
inside of an orange that's making the balloon explode? Orange pills have a nonpolar flammable liquid in them called limonene. And because it's nonpolar and the latex is also nonpolar, it can dissolve the balloon a little bit. The same thing happens when you put gasoline on a balloon. So I have here a little bit of gasoline, and we're just gonna drop a drop on here. And it does the same thing.
I don't think I would have Michael playing with gasoline, but I think that the next time he goes to a birthday party and he has an orange wedge, he could be Mr. Popularity.
Bring a bag of oranges, or maybe Mr. Unpopular. He'll never be invited to this party again.
Get out, get out. The disc jockey's son.
That's pretty funny.
But it's that oil that makes like a when you properly make a cocktail. That oil that's what pops a balloon.
Just think when you're drinking a Blue Moon, what that's doing to your liver.
That's right. My liver popped.
Right. By the way, Blue Moon Light, good product.
Good?
Decent beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Served with an orange?
Carla liked it. I didn't.
I'm still looking for the long drink.
I was making the transition from a margarita to a Blue Moon Light. I didn't care for it as much.
Well, you can't back down.
The way you talked about that transition, it's literally like a broker saying, "I went from high yield to high risk." Like literally, like you have a science from it.
I know.
Margarita to Blue Moon.
No,
it's tough.
No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like drinking nothing. It was not fun.
Not okay. Not okay. Well, Mike, at least you don't have a possessed dog.
Well, I could maybe make an argument about that.
This looked like to be a long-haired Chihuahua varietal that a lady was trying to wake up, and the dog does not want to be disturbed. This is a little upsetting.
Good morning. I know it, but it's very... Hey, Eddie, you're already awake. But you're already awake. That's half the battle. It's half the battle. Oh... Hello, Mr. Beautiful. Sloopy. Sloop. All right, but come on. You gotta get up. You gotta get up.
All right. Okay. Let me just tell you this.
Couple of minutes.
All right. I have to do some work. I have to do some homework because I can bring those to you. I can bring those.
I'd love it.
Winslow versus Frankie. It's delicate. Frankie is just like Beluga was. I have to whisper because she'll hear me.
Oh, I sometimes forget that Frankie is still with us.
But they don't perform when you want them. Like if you have a
they never
device.
do. Right, yeah.
But if I put it up, he just does like when it shows his 3 teeth that he has in his head now.
Yeah, we call that with Linus. We call it the shark face when the top lip comes back a little bit,
and he loves it. The Chihuahuas love doing it.
Yeah,
Chihuahuas love going.
And Mike,
that's their trip.
Let us close with some congratulations to a remarkable young lady, Courtney Olsen, who broke a world record this week. We have audio of it. She crushed 3 watermelons with her thighs in 7.5 seconds. She crushed with her thighs in 7.5 seconds 3 watermelons.
3, 2, 1.
When asked for comment, her boyfriend was too scared to answer. That is your digital dumpster. Have a good Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, I guess she got some young friends that were screaming about the whole thing. That's
no, that was the watermelon.
No,
maybe they play softball.
Could be.
Yeah,
could be.
I'm getting ready for the big game tonight. Go Knowles. Anyway, for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara reminding you I'll be in Spokane.
Yes.
December 24th, Christmas Eve.
And he'll have a bag full of toys.
For you. Thursday, June 24th, save the day. Come out to Osprey, 700 North Division Street, Spokane, Washington, 4 to 6 p.m. Come out, hang with me. Love to see you there. If you want to get information on Osprey, the venue, Check it out at OspreySpokane.com. For Rob and Oscar, Mike O'Meara saying, so long, everybody.
People suck.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Meara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MearaShow.com.
Mike O'Meara, Radio Entertainment.
Oh, good for you.